Hey guys, it's Lazy, and in today's videos, I want to show you guys how to get to T15 mapping faster. I got to T15 and sustained my map on day 2 of the league, but I really haven't got time to get to it, so a lot of people have been asking me, and here's how I do it. The whole mapping system in the endgame was changed recently this patch, and now in the endgame, you want to focus on fighting Corrupted Nexus. And as soon as you do any Corrupted Nexus, you will get 2 Atlas points, in which you can spend them in the Atlas skill tree right here, and I will go over my strategy for the early game. First thing I want to talk about is going to be the Corrupted Nexus and how to get there and how to do them properly. So the most important tip I have for you is, for example, I started here. If you are pathing to a Corrupted Nexus for this one, for example, I actually path here and it was very early in the league and I actually failed this. Failing a Corrupted Nexus in the early game sets you back by a lot because you have to go really far to find another one, so make sure that you run them with an easy map and try not to fail it. The way you find Corrupted Nexus is you look for these kind of zone and you look for these kind of tower that look like this. These kind of tower only spawn in the Corrupted Nexus area and they will look like this, and you can spot them in the FOB as well. So if you path all the way to this area, you should be able to find a Corrupted Nexus somewhere around here. And so this is one of the tower. You can see the top of the tower here. This is a non-corrupted one, and this is a corrupted one, which means that if you are progressing your Atlas and you don't know where to path and how to find them quickly, you can definitely see them in the fog, because you can see a few of them pop up right here, here, and even find the fog as well. If you really can't find anything on your Atlas, you can probably path into the fog as well, go to one of these towers, unlock a larger area, and you will be able to find them. For example, I was looking for a Corrupted Nexus and I did this lost tower over here. It revealed this area and I was able to see that Corrupted Nexus, Corrupted Tower over there. And so the Corrupted Nexus should be around that area, so all I need to do is going to be pathing over and do them. In an early game Atlas strategy, you want to progress your Atlas and you want to sustain your Waystone and you want to go to T15 as fast as you can. So my strategy is going to do just that. The first notable that you want to head over is going to be Constant Crossroad. And this one gives increased quantity of Waystone that drops, and this is very good in 0.2. If you didn't know, in 0.2, basically when you are doing maps, you cannot drop a lower tier maps than the tier map that you are running, which means this node is even stronger in 0.2, and you will have a much easier time sustain the Waystone if you take this node first. The next node that we'll be getting to is Fortunate Path, and this one gives 100% increase to the rarity of the Waystone found in your maps. This is mainly going to be a filler node heading over to the next node that is important for our Atlas setups, but basically getting more rarity means you will get more magics and rare maps, but we will use currency to reroll the map anyway, so rarity from this node is just going to be a pretty nice thing to have. The next node is going to be the High Road, and in my opinion, one of the best nodes on here are the Atlas skill trees, because this one gives 20% chance to be a map that you drop to be 1 tier higher. If you have played PoE 1, you should already know that this is a really important node, because getting your map to be 1 tier higher is how you progress faster into T15. It's not just T15, but getting a higher tier map and sustain that higher tier map is one of the best way to do it. So Constant Crossroad and the High Road is the best 2 notable in the early game. The next 3 node that I'm going to take is Waystone Quantity, and this make you drop more maps. If you are going to get more maps, you are going to sustain your maps, and if you get more maps, you are going to get more chance to get higher tier maps, and this is going to be the core of your early game setup. And the last 3 nodes that I'm going to take is going to be Grueling Journey, and this one gives increase to the effect of explicit modifiers. Basically, if your build is strong enough, you can even take this earlier before you get the 3 small notable. This is because more explicit modifiers, meaning the map is harder but the monster will drop better loots, and this is how you are going to accumulate your currency in the early game. Because we are rolling out maps with Regal anyway, you always want to do that, even for the lower tier Waystone if you want to progress fast. This is going to be one of the best Atlas skill trees that you can run to get yourself to tier 50 map as soon as possible. Next up, let's talk about my current Atlas strategies, and this is mainly for when you reach tier 15 maps already and you want to swap over to a strategy for the end game. And I recommend at that point you want to spec off these Waystone modifiers, also the high road as well, because right now we are at tier 15, which means we'll be running tier 15 and we can't have the map tier to drop to be one tier higher. The highest we can go is tier 15, and if you want to get tier 16 map drop, you are going to need to corrupt your Waystones. So this is what we'll do. We'll unspec all this, and I recommend pathing over here. So my goal with this other skill tree is going to be getting as much experience as I can, and this means grabbing those rising dangers so we get more ray monster in your maps. Twin threats is very good. It gives more ray monster, and ray monster is where you get your loots, which means that if you run this, all your maps will have one extra ray monster, and that means more loot for you. Shrine chance. This is because I want to get to the part where I can pick a shrine, and the main shrine that I'm going to pick is Enlightened Shrine, and this one gives you more experience, which means at this point you have spent roughly 16 points. Yep, so next point is here, Mystic Guardian. It has chance for all pack around shrine to be magics, and usually magic monster give pretty good experience because there are a lot of them. So after this, you want to head down here and start juicing your magic monster. So increase magic monster in your maps, which means that you will increase the monster around the shrine as well if they're in your map in the beginning to begin with. So you have this one, increase the magic monster. Then we have expanding hordes, which increase the magic pack size in your map, which means you'll have a lot more magic monster in your map, and therefore you are going to get more experience. The last two notes from this Atlas skill tree is going to be Faith in Luck, which means you have chance for your shrine to have double effect. And this is pretty cool because in your maps, more shrines mean you have more moral power and you can run through your map that much faster. For the bossing skill tree, since if you are doing boss, you will be getting the boss Atlas skill point as well. Generally, these nodes make the boss a lot harder, so if your build does not have the single target damage, I would suggest you to drop this point. But anyway, this is going to be the bossing skill trees that I'm going to go with. As you get later into the game, you get a lot of player powers from getting more experience and get higher level, because higher level means you get breakpoints on, for example, if you get to level 90s, you get the last sockets on infused weapon, and this means the same for other ascendancies that provide you skill point as well. So just be aware of that. And yeah, this is going to be what I would recommend you to do as soon as you get to tier 15, which by then you should have enough skill points to be able to run this strategy, which will take around 24 skill points. After that, just keep progressing your Atlas, do more corrupted Nexus, and probably going to pick a strategy that you can farm. So I'll look into that later and I will share what I run, but right now this is my current strategy to farm experience. Finally, let's talk about how to actually run your maps and how to run your towers. First thing is going to be towers. So whenever you run towers, you always want to run at least 3 modded maps. This means that you will unlock 2 slots for tablets. And tablets, the only 2 tablets that I am running right now currently is going to be 1 irradiate tablets and 1 bossing tablets. When you put these 2 tablets in and you press influence, this will add the irradiation to the maps, which give you +1 to monster level, and this also add boss to your maps. And adding boss to your map is very important because that's how you sustain your Waystone, get better loot, progress your bossing skill trees, and basically just try to do your best to path to the next area while doing as much boss map as you can. And there's a lot of tower that you can do, but ideally what you want to do is you want to look for or head for the Citadel, because those will give you pretty good currency in the early game. And you should always look to go deeper into the fog. And this is one of the ways that you can progress your Atlas fast. Look for corrupted Nexus. And for your maps, basically you want to use Orb of Alchemy on the white map. And this will make your map full modded. But if you don't have Orb of Alchemy, because it can be pretty rare and you don't want to buy it, feel free to also use Orb of Transmutations, of augmentations and regrow your maps. And this should give you 3 modded map, which is pretty okay for the early game as well. This will be one of the way to best run your map, because you always want to run them like this. And you can see you have 3 revive available, and for the early game this is pretty good. You don't have to worry about building tankiness. Just have a good build that can go through the map very fast. Portal defense is probably one of the best thing in PoE 1 that was taken away from us, but it was given back to us in 0.2 in the form of running map like this. And you don't really need to run 6 modded map heavy juicing when you don't have a full other skill trees that have all these mechanics. And basically that is what I am doing for the early game. I want to share that so you guys can progress fast to tier 15 maps. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the league. It has been a pretty rough start for a lot of people. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.